how the Matt Barnes situation can help us learn about messy breakups. Grab your stick, grab your drink. Let's get into this thing right now.
Pop it, smoke it, drink it down. If your voice it got you around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you. You know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the real Cigar Jeff. Y'all do me a favor. Get down in the description. Support the channel. Get the merch, man. But before we go anywhere, man, mash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for notifications. We gonna jump right into this thing. But before we get into it, I gotta introduce my resident messy breakup expert. She gonna get into this thing tonight. And man, I'm gonna let her introduce herself and tell y'all what she is sipping on.
Thanks, JB, for having me back. Yeah, we're gonna get into this topic, all right, I guess. We'll see what happens. So because it hit 80 degrees today here in Charlotte, I'm gonna keep it hotter. I got my little drink,
Okay.
but it's the
What is it
oldie
now?
but goodie, one of my faves, the jalapeno pineapple
Ooh.
on the rocks. I hadn't drank this in a while. Y'all mind y'all business as I put my light on. Y'all mind y'all business. And and that's what I'm sipping on tonight. So if I cough, that's also my business because it got jalapeno in it.
Yeah,
It
she
ain't the
own one
flu.
already, y'all.
It ain't.
She own one already. She own one already, y'all. We dealing with some stuff over here, so yeah. Y'all
We going
excuse,
through,
right?
as the
We
saints
going
say.
through.
We
We
going
going
through.
through. We going through with some stuff over here, so y'all be a little patient with us tonight. It might get a little raw. We dealing with some things and in the bonds orbit, but we gon' we gonna keep pushing through for y'all.
Is that what we gonna do?
We got to keep pushing through for y'all like fans. But
Oh,
tonight I still got my little Cigar International knockoff. This is a good stick, guys. I've been enjoying this thing. Golfing, doing the podcast. I'm about to run out. I'm gonna have to go get me another bundle, guys. This has been a good stick. And of course, guys, if y'all go to Sprouts, I got my Coors Banquet. And Sprouts got it in the stubby bottle. If you're gonna drink Coors Banquet, you gotta get it in the stubby bottle. Don't get the can. This is what you want for all of y'all who grew up like we did. This was the banquet beer. This used to be the only beer you could get. One of the first craft beers. It used to be the only beer if you went to a banquet at a hotel back in the day. And this is the same beer that they make this beer just like they made it when Coors first started. They use the same water from Colorado. One of the most refreshing beers you want to drink. So I ain't even pull out my bourbon tonight.
hmm.
So I got to get into this thing. And man, we appreciate you guys joining us. How the Matt Barnes situation can help us learn about messy breakups. Now, guys, we're gonna jump right into this thing. I got a couple articles we got to share, but I want to get Rhonda's thoughts when she first got the topic and all this kind of stuff, because one of the things that's happening right now, guys, with social media, breakups ain't never private no more. Breakups are getting ugly. People go straight to social media. This thing is getting crazy. And now all of a sudden, Rhonda keep telling y'all on every podcast, don't get into a relationship, don't get married. Well, ask Matt Barnes what advice he would give somebody right now. See, a lot of people thought Rhonda was crazy, but I guarantee if you ask Matt
Oh
Barnes
my
right now,
God. Why I got to
what
be
he
crazy?
think, well, look, I'm just telling you. But the reason we jumping into this thing, guys, is because if I leave my job, I go get another job, right? Yeah, I may go on and say something bad, but I do that at the new job. I tell the new job what the old job did. A lot of times you can go on social media, try to blast the place and all that kind of stuff, but it don't have legs like that. When a person's relationship is being blasted on social media after a messy breakup, you can't turn your head away from it. this thing, when we with Matt Barnes's fiance, I think she was at the time.
Yeah.
What she
Oh,
just
did they
did.
officially break up?
I think they broke up.
Oh,
I
okay.
think they
I'm
broke
just
up.
saying because sometimes we do that and
Yeah,
it still stays.
that- that's the thing. Now, guys, I could have bought into Chad Ochocinco and Sherelle Rosado from a couple months ago when they broke up. But we probably gonna touch on that too. But Rhonda, when you got the topic, what did you think?
My shirt for today. That's
If
what I
y'all can't
thought.
see the shirt, that's her red fox shirt. You
You
big
big
dummy.
dumb. Right? So that's Fred Sample. We ain't gonna put that on Red Fox, but yeah. Um, and I think it can apply to both, right? Like you can I could appreciate her putting the info out there. You know what I'm saying? Like she had receipts and stuff supposedly and all of that. Um, which is why I asked did they
Yeah.
officially break up? Because that's a whole nother step, right? And so I don't know if it's official, but my thought was it's very clear he's done this his whole adult career probably or life, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Um I think he has a podcast, I'm not sure. I
All
feel
the
like
smoke.
he's
Yeah,
on
yes,
something.
this is
Oh,
Matt.
it is.
All the
Oh,
smoke
okay.
with Steven Jackson.
Yeah, I was like, I
Yep.
think that's the same guy, but I didn't know for sure. And but no, my thoughts is I'm gonna just say this. Outside of my brother, most men, most I'm only saying that because we on this podcast.
Nah,
Most men, I think, if they had the opportunity to step out, they would. I think
it's
they would. If it's
it's
given
funny,
to
Ron.
them, I think they're open to taking it. So I think stuff could
It's
be messy, but I also know there's a lot of women who stay regardless.
but I think it's funny because I think it can work both ways, whether it's men or women. Because men are being just as messy too, right? This just happens to be Matt Barnes and his fiance. Like what Rhonda said, but Kanye had a song. He said, "How you gonna stay faithful in a room full of you know what?" But I'm gonna say this to you guys. I'm gonna say this to you guys as as a man or as a woman. If you're in a relationship, you got to put yourself in a position where you don't get the temptation. And a lot of people struggle with this. If this man, this is like 8 women, right? We talking about 8 different women that she clearly knew about already. She was setting this up from the beginning. She clearly knew about it. One was the insurance agent, all this kind of stuff, guys. This wasn't new to her, but what happens is this. All the Smoke is probably one of the best podcasts out there. If y'all don't listen to it, he and Steven Jackson do a hell of a job. Such a good job that Kamala Harris was on it. You know, Kamala Harris was on it doing her campaign run. So if you don't think them boys serious over there with their impact, guess what, guys? I got some I got oceanfront property to sell you in Nebraska, right? These guys are digital media influencers for real. So I think what happened is this was designed to hurt Matt Barnes' image. Matt Barnes wants to run for governor of California, I think it is.
Oh, he
Um,
does?
oh yeah, he wants to be a politician, which is why he acts a little different than how Steven Jackson acts on the All the Smoke podcast. Matt Barnes is trying to do that whole politician thing. But Rhonda said it, right? So most men, most women, me and Rhonda did this podcast on work wife and work husband, right? But one of the things you guys are going to find is you got to protect yourself from going in environments that you can't win. I don't care how in love you are. I don't care how in love you are. If you go in an environment where something is catering to your flesh, you ain't that saved, bro. You ain't that faithful. That's what a lot of people don't get. One of my mentors in corporate America told me a long time ago. Don't go where the temptation is and then say, I messed up. No, you can't go and expect something not to happen. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. 8 women, and I think Matt Barnes probably had more. Those just the ones she called. Those just the ones she called, right?
January was a long month.
Yeah, those just the ones she called. So I want everybody to kind of understand when it comes to messy breakup, the messy breakup ties to what Rhonda and I talked about these last couple of weeks. Broken heart and expectation.
Yeah, what's your zodiac?
Yeah, yeah, we can go into the numerology and astrology too. But broken heart and expectation if you dating Matt Barnes, he got one of the top podcasts in the country, right? Interviewing some of the most popular people. What you think
Hmm.
gonna happen? What you think gonna happen?
Well, that still don't make it right, though, right? That's why you're supposed to, if that's your relationship, commit to that person. And I think, and not saying that women don't cheat, but I'm just saying I
Hmm.
think women aren't prone to be the ones starting it. But I do think if they find out their man will or has, then they would. I think that's when they'll be more prone to step out in their relationship if it's already been done. Because out of hurt and
Absolutely,
missed expectations,
absolutely,
disappointment and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think women are naturally the aggressors when it comes to cheating in a relationship. Because most of them
absolutely. And
want to
here's,
be in a committed
well,
relationship.
see,
Most of them do.
Rhonda, I would tell you, based on old school way of thinking, you're right. New school, new school, it's all fair game out there
Well,
now.
and we got to go back to the podcast with micro cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
maybe,
Yes,
maybe they were just in the hotel room chilling.
guys. When I upload this video, y'all gonna see the relationship card in the up here somewhere. Y'all will see it up there somewhere. Just click on that. Go through and look for these podcasts that we referencing because we did this. But one of the things you guys are gonna see, I'm gonna give y'all my takeaway right now. The more success in the relationship professionally, the more submission that has to reside in that relationship. Right? If that man is top tier in his profession, you better treat him like that because every other person that's meeting him is treating him like that. And you go where you celebrate it, not where you tolerate it. And some of y'all are just trying to treat this person like they regular when realistically they're not regular when they walk out of the house. They're a superstar, which means you can create this whole parent child and he better do what I say, ball and chain type stuff, but he ain't got to do that outside. And I think a lot of people struggle with that, right? The more success means the more submission. And at the end of the day, this man clearly got plenty of energy.
But that
Whatever.
goes against the norms, though. Because
I know.
normally, the more money you have, the more access you have to whatever.
No, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. But the woman that's with you or the man that's with a woman that has the money like that, I'm gonna go there, guys. Look at Kamala Harris's husband, right? Look at how he submits to her. He knows who the breadwinner is. Now, I'm talking about how he submits to her in public. We know he had the issues and stuff like that. But my point to you guys is that if you got somebody successful, you better learn the word submission. You better learn the word support. You better learn the word that damn, if everybody else catering to him, I better cater to him too, or I'm gonna lose it. Same thing, fellas. If you got a woman that's more than you, that's got cachet outside of your four walls, you better do the same thing, or you're gonna lose her. And I think that's what happened here. But let's get into this article, Rhonda. I'm gonna try to speed this up. I just want to have a conversation with you first before we get into the article. I got two articles for y'all. The first one, guys, I'm headed over here to Outkick. Okay, Outkick.com. And this is why I knew this was a big story. Rhonda, let me know if you can see that.
I can.
Okay, that's how I knew this was a big story, guys. We over here on Outkick, and y'all know Outkick, Clay Travis's company. But when I saw this, look at the title right here. Because this is trying to destroy Matt Barnes' influence on his All the Smoke podcast. Y'all know how many females that he deals with and interviews on this podcast? And right now, a lot of people, his image is gonna take a hit. Fiance of ex-NBA player Matt Barnes drops roster full of names and lists 8 times he cheated in January. We just talking January, guys. What happened to the new year, new you? Rhonda told y'all about that
Well,
on the
maybe
pre.
that is the new her because she tired of it.
She tired. She tired, Ron. She's sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
Sick and tired.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, look at this. Matt Barnes hasn't played an NBA game in nearly 8 years, and y'all know Matt Barnes is the one who ran down Derek Fisher, beat the crap out of him when he found out Derek Fisher was with his wife, right? But he hasn't stopped scoring a lot. On Friday, Barnes' fiance, possibly not for long, and Anansa Sims put the former NBA champion on blast via Instagram. And that's where people take their fights now when they can't win inside the house. They take it to social media because it doesn't count unless you do it on social media for his numerous cheating ways. Sims didn't just accuse Barnes of stepping out on her once. She accused him of doing so at least 8 times in 1 month. Yes, married men, you read that right. 8 times in 1 month. Can you imagine?
They can imagine.
8 times, 8 times in 1 month, different, all different women. Anyway, Sims bought receipts, sort of. She listed the social handles of 7 of the women Barnes was with during the first month of 2025 and the name of an 8th woman. Like a good bookkeeper, Sims included dates and details such as she allegedly does our car insurance, January 18th to 19th Denver trip. Barnes' fiance also made sure to include allegedly in front of each acquisition. That's why I want to stop right there, guys.
Hmm.
First of all, a Denver trip is pretty cool because you ain't never been to Denver. Denver's a pretty cool city. Um, but she put allegedly in there. And guys, before you go blast somebody on social media, especially somebody of that stature, all she's trying to do now is avoid a defamation lawsuit. That's why she put allegedly, right? But guys, if she put this much time into finding who he was with instead of focusing on him as her man, maybe it would have knocked it down to 2 or 3. Jumping around, what you think?
What?
Instead of 8, it may have only been 2 or 3. But she's so busy trying to
No,
investigate it.
can we talk about him? He's so busy laying whatever, wherever. How about that?
Look, but see, here's the deal.
What?
Here's the deal. I ain't look. She's busy trying to find what he doing instead of saying, "Why is my man going away from me?
Oh,
What
that's what
am I
she
not
should be
doing at
asking.
home?" Well, I'm just saying. Y'all can get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. But once a woman starts turning into, Inspector Gadget and Sherlock Holmes, she forgetting that she's in a relationship because it looks like I'm going to try to blast you on social media. This is going to ruin his image. Guys, this is on Outkick. This is a conservative website, and it made this. I've seen it on TMZ, Media Takeout, Shade Room, Page 6. But now the reason I pulled up Outkick is even the conservative websites are getting it. Why is she putting allegedly in,
Well,
Rhonda? I
I
thought she
mean,
said if you
that's just that word is just what it is. That conservative word. That's a whole other story. But
if you if
like
you
that supposed
bash
to
them.
hold some weight or something. I don't know.
No, no,
But
no, no. What I'm trying to say, Rhonda, is it's going across all mediums because this is how influential Matt Barnes is now.
is that
I
what that
don't think.
is?
Oh, if Matt Barnes got one of the best podcasts out there. If y'all don't listen to it, All the Smoke, one of the best podcasts out there with he and Steven Jackson. This is major news, guys. And for his woman to do this to him, this is to ruin that. And I hate that she
But
put
see, but
allegedly in
have they
front of it.
even mentioned it? Have they even mentioned his podcast in
Not
this
in this
article
article.
yet? Yeah, I was
Not
about
in
to
this
say
article
because
yet.
even the title lets you say, oh, lets you know, oh, NBA.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, when
But you
they
do,
could have led, you know, top
but
pod,
NBA,
one of the top
NBA is gonna get,
podcasts, whatever,
but NBA
podcasters,
gonna
whatever.
get more. NBA gonna get more search engine than what All the Smoke would. So since this is a website, I would put NBA in as well, right? Because if you search NBA, this article gonna go up higher versus most people aren't gonna search All the Smoke.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
that's what's happening. But I wanted y'all to see she put it allegedly. See, Rhonda, my problem is why you putting allegedly? If you know it, take allegedly out because you clearly trying to ruin it.
Well, or she's trying to get his attention, or she's trying to
Oh,
bring
that's
some
true
stuff
too.
to the surface. Like, okay, maybe I've been mentioning something to you, and you just trying to make it seem like I'm not seeing or reading what I'm reading, or knowing that you're doing something different. So
Hmm.
maybe this was a last resort for her to come out and say something. I ain't mad that she ran it by her attorney. I ain't mad
Now,
to
Rhonda
make
getting
sure
ahead
it's
of us. I can
right.
tell y'all she done got the article before, and she get
Oh no,
ahead
I
of.
didn't read.
I
I haven't
said,
read it though.
oh, okay.
Yes.
Certainly can understand not being 100% certain of whether your man laced them up for a road game, but how can Sims be so unsure whether it's actually Lord is handling the car insurance, right? Matt Barnes, then y'all see the one on Twitter, okay? Matt Barnes' fiance drops the names of 8 people he allegedly cheated on her with in January alone. Y'all can have him. Now, notice why she said y'all can have him. Go back to Chad Ochocinco and Sherelle Rosado breaking up. What's the
Mm-hmm.
first thing she said? Y'all can have him, right? Now, once you start saying y'all can have him, that's letting me know right there. That's letting me know there's been animosity in that relationship for a long time.
That's
And
every
one of the things,
relationship.
oh, I get it. I get it. Sims captured her IG story along with a broken heart emoji in a since deleted post, right? Now go back to that podcast, Broken Heart, guys.
But she had a moment. I'm telling you, she
She
had
had
a
a
moment.
moment, and so she
She
didn't
was
delete the
pissed.
story now.
Yes.
Yes. In another since deleted post, I'm sensing a trend in parentheses. Anatsa shared a photo of her and Barnes together with the caption, "Why, Matt? 8 different women in January." Okay. Barnes played 14 seasons in the NBA, winning the title with Golden State in 2017. Despite his longevity in the league, his pro career was not nearly exciting as retirement. Barnes averaged just over 8 points per game, the same number of women he allegedly cheated with on his fiance in January, and 4.5 rebounds. Since leaving the hardwood, wait, there's a joke there somewhere. Barnes has kept his name in the headline for the wrong reason. There was the time last February when he had a vulgar altercation with a high school announcer. That, of course, occurred after Barnes got into it with a high school kid at his son's basketball game. He previously owed 6 figures in child support to his ex-wife, and he also spit in the face of Sims's ex-husband. And he and Derek Fisher have a long history of fighting at family gatherings. Does this sound like the type of guy who would be less than faithful to his fiance? So I want y'all to see that picture right there. Clearly, they spend time together. Clearly, they do a lot of stuff together. And Rhonda, when you hear all that, what do you think this relationship is about at this point?
It's toxic. We'd have done a podcast on that as well. But at the end of the day, again, it sounds like something did go wrong. Something was lacking somewhere, probably from both sides. It sounds like. And then now here we are with this storyline. I just feel like it's not different from relationships. It's just that they got more money than a lot of regular people. You know what I'm saying? Like they go through the same problems, but she sound like a woman scorned, and she was over it. And this is what I'm gonna do to you. And she put the story out.
And guys, I think this been quit happening long before stop occurs, right? Messy breakups. People don't leave until they can figure out the score they're gonna settle. And this is clearly to ruin his reputation. Clearly to ruin his reputation as what people see him as he's trying to rehabilitate himself. Because now if he runs for governor or if he tries to run for political office, he's gonna have to explain all this, right? So here's the deal, guys. If you're keeping score, here's some of the women of the 44-year-old Barnes' alleged roster, courtesy of the fiance. And I'm going to just go through these, guys. This will all be linked in the description. And y'all can see, clearly he got it tight. Clearly he got it tight, guys. Right? Should Sim decide to end the relationship thanks to Barnes, anything but dry January, I have a feeling the ex-hooper won't have any issue grabbing a rebound or 8.
I'm over this writer. I'm over this. Lord knows I would have remembered this if I read that. Lord have mercy.
Rhonda, what do you think after reading the article, though?
I mean, again, I just think insert Matt Barnes here. I think this is something that happens in most relationships. It's just that they're on a bigger platform. You see women that'll check their man's phone, and now that you can have everybody's location, you got that. Like it's like all access to everybody all the time. And what you think is gonna happen? Like, you keep me micromanaged, yeah, I'm gonna mess up.
Yeah, but it's so funny though, right? See, when I think she's decided to be messy because a lot of people fighting battles in social media.
No,
That's
but
why
he's messy.
he
He's
might be
messy.
messy. He might be messy.
He is
But
messy.
here's the deal. If he's messy, Rhonda called
Allegedly.
him allegedly. See, I got to do that. Rhonda. But I think she's worse. I think she's worse because everything you must do in introspection. Everything you must do in introspection. When you decide to go to social media, right? If you decide, she's asking Matt why. You with him. Why are you asking him why on social media? Right? So now he's with the car insurance girl. Here's the deal, dog. I got car insurance. I ain't met no agent ever.
Yeah, she walk around looking like that.
It's online, dog. You do car insurance online.
No, but
Progressive,
what if he had
Geico,
what if he had a claim?
you handle it online.
What if they had to they need an adjuster to take some pictures or something? Like,
And look, I must have a wrong insurance company because they make me take pictures and upload them. That's
So
what they do now.
that's
But
all I'm saying. Maybe he had to get a new policy. He had to sign in person.
I want you guys to see how tough relationships are. And one of the things you got to understand, relationships don't mean possession, right? And so you better start recognizing if you don't want to end up like this lady, why are you wasting time trying to see who it is instead of working on yourself? I said it on every podcast. How does she improve herself by finding out this information? Now she's just gonna take this toxicity and this hurt and this broken heart to the next relationship, or she gonna keep this hidden if they stay together. He'll never get over it. He'll never get over it.
But again, it's gonna get messy when you are hurt. It's just what it
Mm-hmm.
is.
I agree.
When especially if you done everything you can, because you know how we'll pull that. I done everything. I love you, like
Yes.
all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be
Mm-hmm.
part of a messy breakup. They got to remind you, which means you shouldn't have been in a relationship anyway. But you won't know that till after the fact, and you got your
Mm-hmm.
feelings all deep in it and things like that. But I also know that she had to have known who he was before she got with him and any
Absolutely.
past behavior.
But see, here's the
So
deal.
there's that.
And I guarantee you, when she first got with him, it was straight submission, straight catering to him, everything, everything he wanted. And then, guys, the problem is time with relationships. You get bored, you get complacent. It's the same thing over and over again. And with his nature of the business, now, unless she trying to start a podcast too, I don't understand why she did this. Unless she trying to hurt him or start a podcast too, I don't know why she bought this out.
But she's hurt.
I agree. I agree.
She
But now
need him
you,
to feel her pain. So guess where what they
but I
say
don't
about
think.
people money. You don't move until somebody money get affected. You'll pay
Mm-hmm.
attention. Somebody came and messed with your money,
Absolutely.
you're gonna pay attention. Like
But
her saying, like, baby, please don't cheat, or why you gotta go here, right? That won't doing nothing for him. It
she
wasn't
won't.
getting the response that she needed, possibly,
But he
allegedly.
don't. But see, here's what happened. You dealing with a divorced man who's still fighting with the new husband of his ex-wife.
And you know his
You ain't
podcast done made enough to pay that woman.
no. But you know. But at the end of the day, you know you're not that one. He doesn't love you like he loved that one, right? And
Which one?
that's not to
The
minimize her.
child support one?
Yeah, the one he's fighting with Derek Fisher over and over again. That's the one he loves the most. He never wanted to leave her. You drive
Mm.
90 miles to go kick a guy's butt because he in the house with your kid. You know that. Look, that's something that ain't about the kids. You never wanted to leave that woman, right? So I think what she had to realize, she came knowing his past. It's public knowledge. It's public knowledge. And I think for her to now be saying, why Matt? Well, Matt been hurt. Now you hurt. But you should have known that because look at all the stuff he done dealt with. The article just laid it out. So you gotta know that if you don't do everything perfect, when you get with a man like this, with his history, his access, his influence now, with not only being an NBA player, but being a hell of a podcaster, hell of an interviewer, by the way. And y'all know I don't give a whole lot of compliments to people, but it's a good podcast. Um, and I just think this woman forgot what her role was. And I know this gonna come across as completely sexist, but you're coming into his world, he's not coming into yours. So there has to be an acknowledgement every day that this
So
is
we
who this
know
man
she's
is.
not a podcaster, or we don't know
I
her
don't
background and what she
I don't know her
does.
background.
Hmm.
All I've ever heard is Matt Barnes' fiance. So I don't know her background. I knew when Sherelle Rosado and Chad Ochocinco broke up, she had a little realty down here. She had done sell in Tampa. She had a brand of her own too. This one, I don't
Hmm.
know what her brand is. But I want you guys to see that if I know I'm getting with somebody at that level, that's a higher level than me, society wise, financial wise, influence wise, that means I'm coming to submit. I'm not coming to try to show you I ain't gonna do what all these other people do. If you see women fawning over this man and you go home and tell him you ain't gonna do all that, and he all that, okay, that's how he can get 8 of them. That's how he can get 8 of them. Because if you're not willing to do it, he's a former NBA player. For everyone that don't want to do it, there's 10 that
Hmm.
will. You see what I'm saying, Rhonda? So I really don't feel sorry for her because you know you get into that lifestyle. Now, most guys, the more your money drops, you're gonna try to be more monogamous. But it's even harder for the guys when if your money's not at a Matt Barnes level or your influence is not at a Matt Barnes level. But what causes messy breakups are everybody's trying to establish dominance and control. That's what causes a messy breakup.
Well, and I'm gonna take it to a different thing, like, or you're lonely and you want to be with somebody. So
Absolutely.
let me stay here. Let me do this. Let me take this. Or the flip side, I'm different. He's not gonna do that to me,
And he will do,
girl.
and he won't
Bye.
do it to you as long as you cater to him. He won't do it
Mm,
to you as long as you
mm,
cater to him. I ain't
mm,
telling you it's right. I'm just telling you what it is. I ain't
mm,
saying it's right, Ron, but she better.
mm.
Beyonce, look, Beyonce made a song. Destiny Child made a song. Cater to. I'm gonna
Oh my
cater to you.
lord.
Y'all ladies better go listen to it. Y'all, hey, look, Chris Brown, right? Sex you back to sleep, right? All that kind of stuff. Y'all better recognize. Y'all better recognize how these men at that level think. How those men at that level think. And if you can come into that world, you got to be able to say, all right, I got to do this so that he doesn't go look outside. Because outside is always there when he walks out of the house. Don't get into a relationship with a bunch of temptation if you don't want to get up and go to work every day to make sure he does not walk into that temptation.
Mm,
So I'm saying, all right, guys, let's get to this last article so we can wrap this thing up. I'm going to go through this real quick. We're over here in psychology today, Ronnie. Can you see this one?
mm-hmm.
The surprising reason why breakups can turn nasty. Powerful beliefs about relationships may come with big risks. Okay, let's get into this. Have you ever been surprised that one of your favorite couples broke up and how bitter the breakup was?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your own relationship ended in a way that was more spiteful than you would have expected. Research studies have found a surprising culprit behind many bad relationship outcomes. Destiny beliefs. When you believe in relationship destiny, you place heavy emphasis on evaluating whether a relationship was meant to be. Jumping there around and talk
You
about destiny beliefs. Oh, sorry.
no, you fine. You said destiny beliefs. Is that what
Destiny
you
belief.
said?
Research studies have found that a surprising culprit behind many bad relationship outcomes, destiny belief. When you believe in a relationship destiny, you place heavy emphasis on evaluating whether a relationship was meant to be.
So expectations.
Not only those expectations, Rhonda, but trying to say we soulmates or this is my knight in shining armor or coming up with those Disney things,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that just really aren't true. What you like
So
expect
what we were told as little kids and stuff, like
look
you're gonna
right
meet
now,
your Prince Charming, you're gonna have somebody that's just gonna whatever.
and you'll know the one for you. You'll find the
Yes.
one that's
And
meant
so
to be
what
for
if it's
you.
10? What if it's 10 that's out here for
Absolutely.
me?
Absolutely. And here's the deal, right? Right. It's funny you say that. What if Matt Barnes got to go through this process to come back to her?
Not at 44.
Because
Come on. Come on.
no, right, but
Come
guess
on.
what? Guess
Come
what?
on.
You never know. Because a lot we don't know. You talk about it all the time. That physical trauma growing up and childhood trauma and that kind of thing. Age,
44 though?
chronological age don't matter. Yeah, chronological age doesn't matter.
Mm.
I think he's experiencing hurt from that from the wife he lost to Derek Fisher. I think he's experiencing
Well,
that hurt. I might be
that's more
wrong.
of a pride ego thing, then, if that's the
Mm-hmm.
case.
Yeah,
So no other woman he's gonna be with is gonna be enough.
but she needed to know that when she got with him. She needed to know that when she got with him because at the end of the day, you got this. These guys can get what they want when they want it from anybody once they step out of the house. If she's not gonna do that with no fight now, no fight, no nego, he can get that anywhere he goes. And a lot of y'all women better start recognizing. Even the men who don't have as much as Matt Barnes are expecting you to do that for them and make them a sandwich. And I hate to say it like that, but that's the mentality that's out there with a lot of people right now. So, the downsides of destiny. Many studies have shown that destiny beliefs can poison a romantic relationship. When you and your partner hit a rough patch, you're significantly more likely to break up if you hold strong destiny beliefs.
Mm.
Other research has shown that couples who believe in relationship destiny are more likely to become hostile toward their partners when the relationship doesn't meet their expectations, which can lead to acrimonious breakup. Destiny beliefs also make partners less willing to forgive each other when they're feeling insecure in their relationship, as well as more likely to ghost. Ronnie, this thing is crazy.
Well, yeah, because that sounds so backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like on certain levels, it just sounds like, oh, like you would do whatever you can to make this thing work, or let's stick it out, let's work it out, let's
Yeah,
do this. But you're saying that's the complete opposite.
that's the complete opposite, guys. Like, this is why a relationship got to be a one day at a time. But how many people describe their relationship in years served, right? And destiny. It's destiny. I don't want to die
Well, but the
alone.
vows say to a man, let no man put asunder.
I,
Like
I agree. I agree with the vows say. I agree.
it's you doomed from the beginning.
hmm I agree with that. But a lot of y'all got to start understanding this is why messy breakups happen. And guess what, guys? This stuff is happening while y'all in a relationship. Quit happened long before stop occurs, but once quit happens, that's when people start plotting the messy breakup. Every messy breakup has a primary author. Because one person cares and another one can give a damn. And the one who could give a damn really don't care that you're trying to be messy. That's the heart. You now have made him care about you even less. Right? So you're gonna tell his business, you're gonna do all that. But for the people who listen to his podcast, they don't care. The people in his world, they don't care. In your world, you're trying to protect yourself. Hey, girl, I ain't no fool. Or, hey, look, ain't nothing worse than a woman scoring. I'm coming back at him. He ain't going to get away with that with me. You trying to
Mm-hmm.
prove to these losers in your life about what, you don't want to look like no fool. But nobody would have ever known if you didn't bring it out.
Well, I'm sure she's second guessing it since it was deleted, right? Like I'm
Oh, yeah,
sure
because
that was
his
some
attorney
she's
made
had
her
some
second guess it.
yeah.
His attorney
So
made her second guess it.
like so something definitely happened
Yeah,
with all of that. And
absolutely.
we could relate like with people doing something then you're like, dang, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
Absolutely. But this is what
Mm-hmm.
happens when, guys, that's what happens. Destiny beliefs, guys. Why are destiny beliefs harmful? And Dick Brown, I had to do this. I wasn't going to do this article, but when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God. What can we learn about Matt Barnes? How can the Matt Barnes situation help us with messy breakups? I'm giving y'all the answer right now. Fear about what conflict means. When you and your partner disagree, destiny beliefs can magnify the meaning of conflict. Perhaps conflict is a sign that this is the wrong person for you. You might see even a small disagreement not as a problem to work through together, but as a signal that the relationship isn't meant to be. These interpretations can lead to stronger, more judgmental inferences about one partner, according to the 2001 study by Nee and colleagues. Writing off the other person. Destiny beliefs have a dark shadow. They include the possibility that you and your partner were not meant to be together. If you no longer seem destined for each other, it can be easier to simply drop the other person or even ghost. Why stick around to work things out if the relationship wasn't in the cards? Now, this is what I think happened
Mm-hmm.
with Matt Barnes. He wrote her off. He didn't leave her, but he just wrote her off. Right?
Meaning
Hey,
the
yeah, we ain't been
fiance?
together.
You talking about the
Yeah,
fiance?
their fiance. Look, I ain't left you yet, but at the end of the day, let's say if it is true, he got 8 he done already wrote you off. He don't care about you at that
So
point.
if I gotta come home put up with this BS, let me just be out here
Mm-hmm.
doing what I want to do.
I mean, as well, if you already treat me like that, I'm gonna go ahead and do what I want to do. I done already ghosted you, not because I ain't physically left you, but my heart and my head somewhere else. That's why he's back in the game mentally.
He never
She's a he never left it, or he never left it, or he never left it. Ron,
yeah.
what you think about that? Writing off the other person.
No, I mean I could see that with people that I know now. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what it seems like. Like, yeah, you're written off. Let me do the bare minimum or do what I need to do just to keep you around for now or what have you. But yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's all a part of the messiness of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Greater sense of loss, guys. On the other hand, you might have a more profound feeling of loss when the relationship that felt like destiny falls apart, since you thought you had found the one. A deep sense of delusionment can come from losing a partner who seemed like a soulmate. Y'all go back to that other article. She posted a story with a broken heart. Why, Matt? Y'all see this? Why? She's on social media asking why. And the
What if
man
he
is,
was ignoring her at that point? Maybe he was ignoring
he
her.
probably was,
Like, you know
because
what I'm
he wrote
saying?
her
And
off.
so this is where I could get we know he'll see that. Unless
Or
he done
somebody gonna
blocked her,
tell him.
unless he blocked
Or
or somebody yes, or somebody
somebody
tell him.
gonna tell him, man, your girl on social media going crazy, bro.
Which I think makes it worse, but I do know
Yeah.
people will do that still.
But see, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Matt wrote her off, but she has the greater sense of loss.
Allegedly.
Right? So now
Hmm.
she's allegedly deep sense of disillusionment. Girl, if you doing all this, it's already over. Right? It's already over. Y'all ain't gonna be the same if y'all get back together anyway. Right? Resentment toward the ex-partner. A heavy feeling of loss can lead some individuals to feel angry, believing that their destined relationship could have bought a lifetime of love if only their partner hadn't messed things up. A person might even feel that they've been tricked as their partner was pretending to be someone they're not. And that sums up their relationship together.
Mm.
See, writing off the person is Matt. Greater sense of loss is her. Now, guys, that heavy feeling of loss, that resentment now. That's why
Either
you
way, it's
can't fix
all
it.
grief. Either way, it's all
Mm-hmm.
grief in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Because there
Yeah,
has been a loss. There has been a shift.
absolutely, guys. Despite why destiny beliefs so common. Despite the problems that come with destiny beliefs, it's easy to understand wanting to believe you were meant to be with your partner, especially if you were thinking of marriage. Pledging decades of your life to another person is
Mm-hmm.
fraught with risk. You'll spend countless hours together, sharing bank accounts, a
Mm-hmm.
home, perhaps kids. What if you
Mm-hmm.
choose badly? Many of us find comfort in believing we were destined to be with our partner. I
Mm-hmm.
have vivid memories of my own anxiety moments before my wedding more than 27 years ago. Suddenly, I felt the gravity of what I was doing as the ceremony was about to begin. Was I making an awful mistake? I was deeply in love, but how could I trust my 20-something self to make a decision that would shape the rest of my life? I reassured myself by thinking back to odd coincidences that I took as omens that our love was meant to be. Now, here's the deal, guys. If you are thinking of marriage, pledging decades of your life to another person, it's fraught with risk.
It
Rhonda, what have you
is.
been telling the whole time? What have you been telling
But don't get married. Don't get in a relationship.
them?
What?
Guys, look at that. That's what I'm saying. Rhonda tells y'all this. Rhonda tell y'all this every week. I don't tell y'all this. But just
Why
know,
you got to say it like
just,
that?
well, I tell everybody who called me, I don't say that. It's Rhonda who's saying it. I said she say whatever she wants to say.
Oh, my, and
You'll
so do
spend
you.
countless hours, right? But this is marriage. We've confused marriage with destiny. Marriage is confirmation that you have a destiny belief. And if you got a destiny belief, you marrying somebody who don't have one.
Mm.
That's what happened. Because one person care, the other person don't. And that's every relationship. Every battery got a positive and a negative terminal. No two
Absolutely. You just
people in a
don't want
relationship.
them to be negative and positive at the same time, though.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm.
An alternative to destiny beliefs. I'm getting through this thing because I don't want to hold y'all long. I just want to do this paragraph right here. No matter how good the fit seems to be at the start of your shared journey with a partner, eventually your relationship becomes strained. At some point, you'll probably wonder, what were you thinking when you decided to be with this person? It will be disorienting and heartbreaking to realize that you might have misread the tea leaves. Maybe you weren't meant to be together. But conflict is to a relationship what pain is to the body, an inevitable sign of life. Even a healthy relationship at times is a painful struggle. It's no easy thing to live day after day with another person, no matter how agreeable the two of you may be. Even if everyone who knows you thinks you're easygoing, at times you'll make your partner miserable. You'll have the same
Mm-hmm.
fight over and over, mostly about sex, money, in-laws, chores, and parenting. The two of you will act out a universal drama of couples, and it will feel entirely personal. Now, just the only way to address these problems that tear couples apart is to accept them as part of being a relationship. Bank your relationship not on destiny, but on the possibility for growth. That you and your partner have the ability to address relationship difficulties as they arise. This is not to say that every couple should stay together. Some differences are irreconcilable, and no one deserves to stay in a toxic relationship. But Ronnie,
Mm-hmm.
the reason I want to read that one is you all need to focus on growth. How many times have I said that on the podcast? It ain't the person. You stopped growing when you met the person, and now you're mad, and you had this destiny belief. Well, once you created your destiny by saying, I'm going to put my faith in you, you can't get mad at her or him that you stopped growing. Jump in there, Ron. Let me know what you think.
Well, I mean, but if you're taught, and tradition is that, oh, this person completes me, or you're gonna meet your other half. Of course, you'll get caught up in the destiny
Mm-hmm.
belief type stuff
Mm-hmm.
because you're believing people who you trust wholeheartedly, whether that's your mom, your dad, your family, your
Mm-hmm.
close friends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You buy into the stuff until you get until you get on the other side. And
Mm-hmm.
and being on the outside looking in as a single woman, it's like when I am around married people or married friends, like you could see the disgust.
Yes. Yes.
Why you
I
say
agree
it
with
like
you.
that?
No, I agree. Look, Ron, I agree with you. Look, man, I'm in the real estate business, the bar business, the veterinary business. You see it all the time. You see it all the time. And guys, I think what we're trying to do is just let you know if your relationship is the destiny belief relationship, that may explain the constant bickering. Why not base your relationship on growth instead of destiny? Now we
Yeah.
got a whole different ball game. That's what I liked about that article, Ron, is that why are y'all not focusing on growth? What you're focusing on is these false expectations, destiny belief based on somebody who taught you that ain't even involved in the relationship now. And you're just trying to make these
And what is
destiny
that
beliefs.
person gonna do for me? They're
Mm-hmm.
like, what is this person gonna do for me to whatever with this
What,
relationship?
Rhonda? After the last podcast, I sent you a Miles Monroe reel,
Mm-hmm.
and it said, it's not your spouse's responsibility to make you happy.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
your job to please them, and if they please you back, that's a bonus. And when he said it, I said, "Oh my God, that's good." Because you only focusing on your growth. I'm gonna do this because this is what I'm working on. I'm not doing this because I want you to do this back for me. But how many people say it's a two-way street? No, it's not. It's a
Well,
one-way.
but that's what you're taught though. That's what I'm saying. You're
Mm-hmm.
taught lies.
Absolutely.
And
And
then
you
you
try to
wonder
make
why
that
people
lie
are
true.
delusional, because I saw that word came up in the article.
Yes.
You wonder why people are delusional, because
She's
they
messy.
don't, yeah.
She's dealing with this messy outpour. I mean, and when I say outpour, I mean she's dealing with this outward act of messiness right now. But Matt Barnes got to get up and do his podcast. Matt Barnes still growing. What is she doing? See what I'm saying? It's gonna be 8 other women ready to line up because they said, "What? He can handle 8." It's gonna be 8 other ones ready to line up because that was the one she just found. That's the crazy part about it. These are the ones she found. So
44 is
I
the
can
new
only
24.
is that what they say?
No, I just made that up. Oh no.
Dude, I'm sitting here like, bruh, this is crazy. See, I ain't judging either one of them, but I think she's the one that has to make the adjustment. You going to this guy, you going to this guy who has this lifestyle already. Hey, that's just what you got to do. That's what I hate. Look, I wouldn't give this advice to anybody else, but when you going into that lifestyle, if you're gonna go date a rapper in his prime, and you gonna be like, well, I ain't gonna treat him like everybody else treat him. He ain't gonna do me
Hmm.
like that. He ain't gonna tell me, okay, there's 20 other ones that's just throwing themselves at
Or
him.
they stay, and that's exactly what he does. He gonna treat you just
Hmm.
like the other ones.
But
That you
if he's picked you, there's something different about you because you probably guys, if you fell in love with somebody, it's because they talked to you about growth, not because they talked about destiny. You talked about growth. Y'all found things you were compatible with, things you wanted to do together. That wasn't destiny. That was actual growth. Like, man, I enjoyed that. We did this. We did that. Right. Then all of a sudden it stops. And that's where a lot of people got a problem. That's where a lot of these destiny beliefs. This is why now you try to force this this square peg into this round hole. And now I keep trying to force everything in my life through this person. And when they don't do it, I lash out. And now I'm on social media crying, talking about how I'm the loyal one and he ain't. And y'all be on my side. Like we actually out here telling people to take sides. If I come into Matt Barnes' life, I know what Matt Barnes expects. I know what he's had since he became a baller. You know what you got to do. And if you
Yeah.
ain't gonna do it, get out of the way so somebody else can do it. Because he can't turn it down. And for all of y'all who might get in the comments and say, "What do you mean he can't turn it down?" You don't walk into the lion's den and complain about the lion. This is what
Oh
you
my
gonna fold
Lord.
to the temptation, right? You gonna fold to the
No,
temptation.
I think that's a cop out. I think that's a cop out.
It may be.
It
It
is,
may
because
be.
that's what guys do for each other. Make excuses.
Rhonda, what's your takeaway from tonight?
You can go in the lion's den and come out okay. But
I ain't gonna try. I ain't gonna try.
but
God
no,
ain't tell
man,
me to do that.
again, I hate to sound like a broken record. Don't get into a relationship, man, until you're ready. Like, just don't do it. Like, it's at the end of the day, you check in with you, because who you're responsible for is you. And then we get in there, and maybe we want to treat this man like they our child or something. Somebody we gonna turn into
Mm-hmm.
something that we like, the potential of things. But no, yeah. Some people going into the lion's den, they won't come out all right. But try it if you want to. I think that's part of relationship. Go on into that toxicity and see what's gonna happen. But then you're gonna end up on social media having to delete stories
Mhm,
because you know it was a mistake. So don't do it.
mhm. Well, it's so funny, right? And I appreciate you saying that because my second takeaway is if your relationship ain't based on growth, and guys, years we together, years we together, how many kids we have, and all that stuff, that don't count as growth, right? What counts as growth is what have each of you achieved individually, and are both of you growing at a level that's complementary to each other. Both of y'all should be able to sit down and discuss your successes. And if y'all can do that, that relationship ain't gonna break up. But when one person continues to do this and the other person feels like they sacrificing down here, and that person up here should be like, oh my God, I'm so thankful you gave up all your hopes and dreams to sacrifice. Well, now, no. That's hatred. Because that person who's gonna keep growing and sitting here saying, I don't want to be with this person down here. And then the person down here say, well, I gave up everything so I could take care of this and take care of that. Nah, a relationship has to be based on growth. If one person got growth beliefs and destiny beliefs, that relationship ain't gonna work. And that's what we can learn from this. Each person, if you get into a relationship, especially formal, it needs to be based on growth. So when two eagles meet, they do this. They do this, they just keep soaring. And now a lot of people with destiny beliefs, Rhonda, are sitting here mad because they chose a person that focus on
Mm-hmm.
their own growth. And that's what we talking about. And y'all know what it is, man. It's a Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the real cigar. Jeff, y'all do me a favor. Look down in the description. Get the merch. Support the channel. If you hadn't already, mash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for notifications. Rhonda, let them know when they can find you on the socials again.
On Instagram at RMBLNBT.
Man, all of my stuff is below. I know y'all watching it, man. Hit that subscribe button. Like YouTube is always telling me how many people are watching our stuff without hitting that subscribe button. Y'all like, share, comment, subscribe, man. Send this to your family members. Send this to your people that you know are in relationship and might have destiny beliefs. And this is why I'm trying to tell y'all, sometimes y'all don't need a divorce. Sometimes y'all just need to know what's happening so that both of y'all can get back on a growth trajectory because it can happen. And man, y'all know what it is. Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. Real Cigar Jeff signing out. And until next time, we gon' holler.
Heartbeat, smoke it, drink it down. With your voice, it got Jeff around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.